Oh, goodness, goodness. It won't let me go live again on my Facebook page. So here I am messing with this stupid thing again. Okay, so let's share this. Okay, if you're here, say hello. We're back to this garbage with Facebook again. This is just irritating me. I don't know what's going on, but it's craziness is really what it is. Oh, there we go. Locked me out here. I don't know why it keeps locking my account, which is really making me mad. Okay, so let's see if we can get everybody here. If you're here, say hello, please. All right. This is so horrible. All right, so let me see if I can find. Oh, so horrible. All right, so let me see if I can find. Oh, let me turn this. Mute this. Let me mute this. Let me mute this. All right. And the crazy thing is, this was working this morning because I checked it just to make sure. So somewhere along the line, I don't know what happened again. Okay, so looks like we're here. All right, if you're here, please say hello. Let me know you're here. Okay, I'm seeing some. Hello, American Eagle Embroidery and Graphics. Hello, Nancy, Jennifer, Charmaine, Tyra, Jennifer. Hello. Yeah, this is always, I'm just getting fed up with it. I mean, it's just crazy. I don't know what is causing it to let me in, not let me in. I don't know. I have no clue. So today, matter of fact, just a half hour ago, I was to the other platforms. They probably are going to drive the other people to the other platforms. So a half hour ago, but actually about a half hour ago, 22, I was finishing up a gift for a wedding. My husband's doing a wedding at the end of the month. So I was finishing up a small gift just to go ahead and give with our card, as I always do, with a money card. And I got new scissors. Well, I'm gonna let you know they are super sharp because I was snipping a ribbon and I literally cut a huge chunk out of my finger. I couldn't get it to stop bleeding. So finally, I got it to slow down. It's wrapped and I got it Gorilla taped. So the scissors are very sharp. And it's something because I was bleeding everywhere. I just found some blood on the floor. But this is what I was finishing up. Pretty, their last name. And I have my Alexa's going on. Alexa, stop. I actually am going to put something down here, either their names or I might do like established. and then this year. But that's what I was making. And I was snipping this ribbon, cutting the dovetails in it. And I was, you know, just hurrying. And look, that was another one of those very thin. I'm liking these boards because they're so light. So, thank goodness though, I got a little drop of blood on the painted area, but it just wiped right off with a baby wipe. I was like, hello Kim, Barbara. So yeah, that's what I was making. And I was, you know, that's what happens when you're hurrying. Because I was like, oh, let me just hurry up and get this finished. Wasn't paying attention and snipped my finger. This literally, I don't know, it probably could be maybe 1 or 2 stitches. It was that deep. Like, it was just gushing blood. And I cut a big chunk out of it. It didn't cut it completely off, so but it's pretty bad cut. So that was what I was doing. All right. I don't like how, when you do YouTube, it makes you go landscape mode. And I don't like landscape mode. I feel like the top of my head's cut off. Because actually it is. But then I feel like I'm too far away. So there's never really a happy medium. I'll try to stay within that distance. How about that? Is this any better? What font is Ernst? It's actually, I think, 3 different fonts. Usually when I put together words, if I'm not selling it, I do a lot of combining of different fonts together. That way, that's a little tip for you guys. That way no one can copy you. So I have 1, 2, I think 3 fonts are in there. In that small name, believe it or not, I think I have 3 different fonts in there. So that's a good way to create things for yourself that nobody's really going to copy. So that's a tip for you guys. If you have something and you do it and you don't want someone to kind of just be copying everything you do. That is because everybody can copy the sign and make that, but I kind of like to, when I do fonts, I put 2 or 3 together. So I think there's 3 fonts in there. And I like to use a lot of swashes, if you know what that is. That's in like curly cues and stuff. So when I do them, a lot of times I'll accentuate them and I'll add a bunch more to it than what was originally with the lettering. So I'll add my own swashes to it. Where do I get the rounds? I think it was from Woodpeckers. They're like $11 a round. I had a tutorial here, or a live. I did a live with it. You could probably go back and find it. All right, so today I was busy. Let me turn this off. I don't need this on. I was making, I made that today for a wedding. I was so excited. I'm making some Easter gifts for my, the kids always have Easter egg hunts and things like that. And then for I got 3 daughters and a daughter-in-law. So I always give them something special at Easter. And this year they're all getting, and it's usually I try to be sentimental with it. Look, I still feel like my head's cut off. Sorry, guys. And I try to be a little bit sentimental when I do them. So this year I collected all the kids' rain boots. And I knew I made a post already about this with the rain boots. But this is my baby girl's, my baby daughter. This is my baby girl, my youngest daughter. This is her son's little boot, rain boot. And I just went and I filled it with some tulips. So this is what I'm giving her. And I have to go pick up my other daughters. I'm going to get my grandchildren tomorrow. So I am going to, they don't know what they're getting. I just asked them, I had some crafts and I needed to get the kids grown out of rain boot. So I got this one. So that one is going. That's one thing. And I had my grandchildren last night. And my daughter-in-law said to me, she's been saying to me, she got married 2 years ago in July, and during COVID 2020. And she's been saying she has all of her centerpieces. And would you like the flowers? Would you like the flowers? And every time I go over, I would either forget them because she had them out in the garage. And finally yesterday I was like, I need to get those flowers. And I said, I need to pick up the rain boots. So we were getting ready to leave. She gave me boxes of flowers, all of her. These were her centerpieces. Oh, let me get them here. I've kind of already started tearing them apart. So she did, has anybody ever worked with these wooden, they feel like foam, flowers? And you can hand dye them. So she had hand dyed them. She had an outdoor wedding. So at my ex-husband's bed and breakfast. So their dad, they have a big farm. So it was an outside wedding. These were all on the tables. She had them all in different colors. I mean, look how pretty these are. Beautiful flowers, beautiful flowers. And I've been wanting to get them off her. And yesterday I went and I said, well, can I please have one of the kids' small rain boots too? She said, okay, sure, I'll have them. Well, when I brought the kids home, my grandson seen his boots on the table. And there was no way, no how he was letting me leave with those boots. Even though they were last year's and too small, he was crying. And I said, well, I'm not going to take his boots. I'll get them another time. Well, I got here and I came up with another idea. So she's not going to get a rain boot. I made her a wreath, and let me show you the wreath. Let me get this out of the way. This is the wreath. Look how beautiful. And I was lucky enough, my husband's a pastor, and I had kept her vows when she had given them to my husband to read. I had just put them aside, thinking, I was going to put them on a plaque one day or something for her, and I put it on her wreath. Look how stunning this is. And it's really weird because this kind of looks more pinkish, but it is actually, it's rose. It's a rose gold, and that's what she did it like in vintage and dusty roses and colors. Even though this is showing up pink, the sign, it really is a true vintage rose, and it actually almost matches this to the T. So she is getting her repurposed wedding flowers with her vows. But look how stunning. I absolutely love how this turned out. So that's what she's getting. And I've been wanting to do something with her wedding flowers, or her vows. That is it. So she's going to be able to have her flowers hung up in her house on a wreath. So that's what I did with that. Okay, let's move on. So I was busy today, cutting my finger, of course. All right, so I am going to give the last call out actually I already gave the last call out. I'm going to draw for the wreath winner, the wreath raffle. I want to get this wreath out. So I'm going to do that now so that I don't forget later, because I wanted to do it on Friday and it just slipped my mind. I've been really busy with getting, I had a lot of wreath orders and door rounds. So I'm going to do that tonight. If you haven't taken a chance on a wreath, They are $5. I'll probably list one again sometime. I don't know when. But it's a good way to, I always say it's less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. So this time I'm actually giving the choice of the angel wings, which you've seen these, and these are done in the dusty rose colors. Again, the camera's not picking up the true colors of these. So the reef raffle, you had a choice of either the angel wings, let me put this aside, or the big old bumblebee. And he's a beauty. Or the bumblebee. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I just had them all. I redouble checked to make sure I didn't miss anybody. And you're gonna have a choice between these two, the winner will. Oh, almost forgot one. All right, so let me get, good evening, Jessie. All right, so I'm gonna get that done real quick. I have one for Priscilla, two for Connie Cooper, one for Minty, two for Minties, one for Cindy Hendricks, one for Pam Porter, one for Tina McClure, one for Anna Walter Zilla. Oh, we have another Cindy Hayden here. Okay. Chester Torres, two for him. Dot Batliner, two for her. Nancy McMurtry, Barbara Booth, Amy Correa, Kimberly Montavio, Jackie Holmes, Bonnie Scott. And I will tell you, these are expensive wreaths. If you know anything about the way that I make crafts, I do not spare expenses. That's why I'm doing a raffle on them, because to be honest with you, these are around $200 wreaths, okay? I use really top quality ribbons. I use top quality florals, and I've even been getting a better fabric burlap mesh, so I'm even using a better mesh now. So for a $5 ticket to win a $200 wreath, you can't beat that. You're wanting the bunny on the wall. That is in my, oh wait, that one is not in my shop. That one was mine. I just didn't take him home because I don't know why I didn't, and he will be up next year. All right, so let me go ahead and draw a winner, and then we're gonna get moving on for tonight's Hot Off the Press because it's almost 8:30 already. All right, Kimberly Montalvo, you're the winner of the wreath. So Kimberly, I don't see you in here, but I will go ahead and I will get in touch with her and let her know that she's the winner. And congratulations, Kimberly. So you're gonna have a choice between the bumblebee or the angel wings. Okay, let's move on because we got a lot to do. I actually changed direction on what I was gonna make. At the last minute, which sometimes I tend to do. But as most of you know, we bought a house in Florida. So I'm trying to make up some decor for that house because the decor I do here at home, I do more of a farmhouse, and I do like some of the rustic stuff, but we're at the beach, so I need some beach decor. So I'm gonna do a cute, as you can see, I'm gonna do a shark. So I cut this guy out on my Glowforge. I was going to do a tutorial on that, but it would have just taken too long. So congratulations, Kimberly. Yes. But I just figured I'd get it cut quickly, and then we could go ahead and assemble it and paint it together. And this, oh geez, this guy is done in pieces. All right, I was debating on putting him on here, but I think I made him too big. Even though he could fit on here, you know what, I'll leave him on there. We'll just put him on here. He's literally from edge to edge, but we're gonna fix that anyway. So I already cut him out on the Glowforge. He's actually cut out on cherry wood. And I think this wood, which I wasn't expecting, already has a finish on it, and that kind of stinks because I didn't want to finish on it. It is. This is already finished, so that might not work. This is already finished, and that's not what I want. So guess what? We might have to cut a new one. I didn't realize this wood was already finished. Some wood you get from, this was a proof grade wood. Glowforge has their own wood that you could buy from them. And if you don't know, Michaels carries the Glowforge brand now. So you literally can go to Michaels and grab wood from them. And some of their wood already has like a laminate on it. I didn't realize, because when you get them from Glowforge, they already have the masking on them. So they're already masked. You don't even have to worry about doing any of your settings because it has a QR code on the front. And as soon as you put it into your machine, it reads that. The scanner, the fisheye scanner on the top will read that QR code, and it will literally give you a perfect cut on it. It does all the settings for you. Now, usually I don't buy proof grade, which is what they call it, proof grade. Usually I just buy birch wood, plywood, and it needs stained and painted. And I was going to do that to this wood, but this is already, can you see how it's got that finish on it? This has already got a veneer on it. So it's not going to take my paint, which kind of stinks because that was the whole plan. So I don't know if I shut my machine down already, so it might take too long for it to cut. You know what? Let me go back. I'm gonna cut this. It will, let me go start it. Get it cut, a new one. All right, let me see if I can get this cut really quickly for you. Okay, so have you ever had one of those days? Because I'm having it. I felt like I've had nothing done today. I cut my finger. My machine wasn't working correctly this morning. Now my Facebook Live's not working. So it's just, yeah, it's just been one of these days. All right, so let me get this over. Tell my machine to cut this. Not that the wood shark wouldn't look bad, because it would, but I just had a plan for it. As you could see, we were going to do some painting with these pretty colors. But if worse comes to worse, we can paint it behind and we'll do that. How about that? Because my machine, it needs cleaned, so it's been overheating and I need to clean it. So this morning when I was trying to use it to cut, it was not doing very well. It's like a puzzle here. All right, let me go start it. Well, hopefully it doesn't overheat because it's not even sounding real great right now. Okay. So this still would be really cute like this. And worst comes to worst, I'll just ombre this and we can get to moving on that. Let's see. Okay. So this actually, I found this cutout guy. If you have a laser cutter, this actually I found right on Etsy. And it was nice because you can make it as big as you want and by spacing it out, because it's literally going to go on a strip. And it could become a pretty big shark when you're done. I was going to put it on this board. And again, without spacing it. But if you have a Glowforge, you will know that you only have so much of an area to work with. The bed says it's 12 by 19, but in all actuality, the bed is 11.5 by like 18. And so you kind of learn to start piecing things. But I have the Pro, which means I can pass through. So I do have a door that I can open up. Do I use it? No, I never do. Not that I can't, I just don't. Just because for the most part, the things I do, I don't really need to. All right. That's telling me I got about 7 minutes left on here. So, but I am going to use this strip because I am going to attach this to it, since it's already finished and I won't have to worry about it. But they said when this is done, this shark here, it turns out to be about 2 feet long. Hold on, I got a visitor. It's not working on my live feed again, so I'm using I'm using my YouTube again. All right, all right. It was hubby. Late night for him too. Mondays are our late nights, so he works late, I work late. Okay, So what we're gonna do is, while we're waiting, I will do how I was gonna end. We're gonna do it now. All right, so I got this board a while ago at Michael's for $14.99. I'm sure I probably got it when they had their products usually 40 or 50% off, because that's when I usually pick up these things. And I thought it was pretty nice, and I would probably, excuse me, use it one day. Well, today's the day. And this is 22.5 by 11 in size. All right, so I knew that I wanted to use it one day, and here we are. So this we are going to use to, I'm going to glue around the edge of this just to make it more nautical, I should say. This is already done painted. I'm not going to paint it simply because it's like an old, an aged white, so I'm good with that. But I do want to go ahead and take this nautical rope, and this was from the Dollar Tree, so this was $1, but now it's $1.25. And I wanted to edge this, so I'm going to put this rope all the way around the edge. Everybody still here, guys? Sorry. Just been one of those days. I mean, really, one of those days. I had something planned, and I was like, oh, no, I'm going to change that. Well, that's what I get, huh? And all I'm going to do is I'm literally going to hot glue this rope all around the edge. Just because you know, this is a little boring. Not that it couldn't stay like that, and it would make a nice, beautiful, just sign. But I'm actually going to hot glue this around. Okay. And a little tip. Usually when you're cutting, you need to wrap some tape around it so these don't fray. But because I'm going to glue this around and I need it to meet, I actually cut this at a slant so that it's going to meet together nicely. And I'm literally going to just hot glue this around the edge without trying to cause any more bodily harm to myself. So I'm just going to start with a bead of hot glue. I've already had enough accidents today. I don't want any more. And let me tell you, if you've used this glue gun, you will know this glue gun is very, very hot. This is probably one of the hottest glue guns I've ever used. So please be careful with it. So literally, I'm just going around, putting glue on, and gluing this to it. So how was everybody's weekend? We've been so busy since we bought the house. We haven't closed on it yet. This weekend, I actually, for the first time ever, wanted to go to, has anybody been to the At Home store? I was super excited because we have one about 40 minutes from us, 45 minutes from us. So I wanted to go check it out. I said to my husband, hey, do you mind, you want to go down there? And he's like, yeah, sure, let's go down. Love that store. Yes, Tyra, you burnt yourself. Yeah, this glue gun is incredibly hot. I have never met a glue gun so stinking hot as this Ryobi. I was probably only used it like the third time, and I had literally burnt my finger so bad it literally took a big chunk out of it. So I went to the At Home store. Oh my goodness, I love that place. Didn't realize, I mean, I know everybody makes a big deal out of it. It is so nice. So I bought some things, some coastal decor for our Florida home. My husband's like, don't they have one down there? So I looked, and we have one about 40 minutes from the house down there. He's like, you know, everything we buy here, we just have to take like 8 states away. We have to carry there. I'm like, yeah, I know. But I bought some really nice canvases for above the couch. Like big canvases, which is nice because then it takes up a lot of room. So as you can see, I'm literally just hot gluing this around the edge. Just going to give some dimension to this frame from this wooden sign. I'm just kicking it up a notch. Without trying to burn my fingers. Very hot. Yeah, Jennifer, you were the one who texted me and said, oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, it's very hot. One thing if I had to have any input on this, I would ask them if they could make this have different temperatures. Maybe, if there was a way to control the temperature where it could be hot, like even my, like my glue pot. I'm able to turn it up, turn it down. Is there any way that they could maybe give that option on these? Because, oh goodness. This is something you never want to have around children. They would get seriously burnt. Like, I've been in contact with hot glue, but never this hot. About an hour from you have one of them at-home stores. Let me tell you, that store has everything from bedding to outdoor stuff, furniture, outdoor furniture, some like furniture inside such as like accent tables and desks. They have, they didn't have dressers or anything like that, but they have headboards, desk chairs, outdoor furniture, garden decor, home decor, actual like bedding, comforters, and just tons, rows and rows and rows and rows of canvases with everything you can imagine. One row had like a cow farmhouse theme, like with animals. Another row had just like windmills, and there was rows of beach, just everything. Like I was in love. I'm gonna try not to cut my fingers again because man, these scissors are sharp. So I was like, I could furnish my whole house just from the at-home store. They had fake, beautiful fake palms and fake planted plants. They had like 2 or 3 aisles of like floral silk greeneries and things like that. So I had bought some spring bushes there for using in my wreaths. Okay. I keep telling you guys I want to show you a trick for hot glue web, like strings. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you it because I'll forget because I keep telling you I'm going to do that and I never do. So on my wreaths, anything I make, I take a heat gun and I literally will go over my areas with my heat gun and it will shrivel up them spider webs or them heat strings, heat gun strings, glue strings, whatever you call them. I learned that trick a long time ago. So if you are making something and you're like, man, these glue strings, these hot glue strings, they're just driving me insane, that's a trick to get rid of them. Okay, now look how much nicer this is. We took a plain board. All we did was just add some rope edging. That was from the Dollar Tree, but look, I mean, it changed that whole plain board to something beautiful. Okay, all right, we're actually gonna put this aside. I'm gonna go and see if this is done cutting. All right, ta-da, we are done. All right, so it's done and cut. Let me get a piece of paper here. And I'm gonna use this because we're gonna paint this. Okay, I wanna use these pretty colors. Look at all these pretty colors I got from Michael's today. All right. Almost kind of like it turns into an ombre when it's done, but if you wanted to ombre something, these would probably be the perfect colors. Ombreing down. All right, so let's figure this out once again. We got to figure out the shark. 1, 2, 3. So since I already have this guy together, I'm going to use him as a guide. All right. We know this is the head, so let's get him. We're going to put the puzzle together. Wrong one. Wrong way. Okay, I think that's the wrong way too. All right, that's the fin. And now that we got this guy together. All right, what I want to do is I'm going to paint him different colors. Each section I want to be something different. All right, so let me get a couple paintbrushes. All right, I'm just going to use foam brushes for these. Usually I use a paintbrush, but I don't feel like messing with them tonight. All right, so now I got to decide how do I want this. I'm going to start with the blue. I'm going to do dark blue, lighter, lighter, white. All right, so I'm going to start with this. This is going to be every 4. So 1, that'll be this, 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 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, 3, and then 4. Okay, so we're going to do this. I'm going to make this easy. And when you use foam brushes, if you've never used them before, make sure you get them damp. Even a paintbrush. If you dampen your paintbrushes before you start painting, they work smoother than if you don't. So just go in, get them wet, wring them out. I usually take a paper towel and I'll just kind of hit them with a paper towel to dry them down. But they still got that, the bristles or the foam itself has been, you've taken it and then it makes it just glide better. All right, so let's put this here. So I was really excited about the at-home store. So I know I'm going to be visiting there more often. And this I'm using, I cut on my Glowforge. It's just a birch plywood. And you can get your plywood right from Home Depot. If you have a Glowforge and you're looking for some sized wood that goes right in, it fits in, that it's a 12 by 19 piece and it'll go right in your Glowforge or your hobbyist laser. All you have to do is go to Home Depot, look for Pure Bond, P-U-R-B-O-N-D, and you can buy them in boxes. Now the prices have drastically went up, and I do mean drastically. I used to be able to get material so much cheaper, and it's almost doubled now, but what in the world hasn't at this point? Okay, so I got all these done. Let's move on. Let me get another. Put that there. I am going to move on to this color. So I'm wondering how long Facebook's going to leave me down this time. Because the last time, it was almost 3 weeks that I couldn't go live. And it makes it really tough because some people don't have YouTube. Like they don't have the app or anything like that. So they don't really use it. This color here is almost like a mint. It's almost like a mint. Very low. I like this one. I love coastal colors. And that's why I need to get my house done down there because I don't want it to be dark colors or, you know, we're at the beach. Let's get some light and bright, beachy colors. We are literally about 20 minutes away from 5 different beaches. And if within an hour we're away from about an hour's drive here or there, we are about like 10 or 12 beaches. And it's funny because I do not swim in the ocean. My 2 daughters are down there now with their families. Hanging out. They were swimming today in the ocean. They said it was about 72. That's a little cold. But they were enjoying it and the grandkids were loving it. I don't know if we'll need 2 coats or not, so we'll see. This is like a cool baby blue with cooler undertones. The only thing I don't like about this glue gun is, other than the fact that it's super hot. I mean, that has its positive and its negatives. I will say that. Is the fact that the battery doesn't seem to last super long, and it dies out really quickly. Jennifer, you have the Ryobi, or anybody else have it here. Have you noticed that with yours, that the battery doesn't last? And I charge it every single time I put it on the dock. But I think I might need to get another battery. Okay, let's move on to the white, and then we're going to dry these real quick. I'm not sure what color I'm going to make the fins, so we'll wait for that. Message retracted. Okay, I didn't see what you said, Jen. So has there been any hot sellers? The Ryobi heat gun is the same way. Yeah, this is the heat gun's the same way? Okay, so then it's the brand. It doesn't have a long battery life. So has anybody had any like big sellers lately? Again, mine it's wreath season, so I've been selling quite a bit of wreaths and flags, garden flags. I've sold a lot of garden flags lately. Oh, didn't want to do that. Trying not to get paint along the edge. I'm not painting the edge. I'm going to leave it the burnt, the dark color. Yeah, our drills don't either, but I don't know if it just takes more battery to melt the glue. When you're using your heat guns, make sure you keep them moving. That way you're not charring anything or scorching anything. Okay, I think that's dry enough. Let me get some of this paint off my fingers. Maybe. All right, so let me take this board back, and I'm probably not going to have much room to space this out. So I'm going to take this. This comes with the shark on there. I don't remember the seller who had it. I probably could post a link when we're done. But I'm literally going to put this on to here. But we got to build this again. I don't know where all my pieces are. Okay. Good. So now that he's together, that's the colors of him, okay? Instead of just making them one color, we made them interesting. I think I'm gonna probably do this in a turquoise. All right, so basically I'm going to literally take him and I'm gonna glue him on piece by piece. Just because I want him to kind of be three-dimensional. And if you wanted him to be bigger, you literally could space him out. He doesn't have to be, but he wouldn't fit on my board. So I'm putting him together. I'm gonna literally put him together, but you could space him out and he could become bigger. But he would never fit on my board. Now, if I'd have made him smaller in size, I could have spaced him out more, but I didn't. It has been a rainy day here in Pennsylvania. It has rained all day. I can hear it raining outside. Now I could have Gorilla Glued this if I wanted to make sure that it was never gonna move. But I figure it's just going on a wall, so I really wasn't too worried about it. If it tends to need Gorilla Glued over time, I'll just glue it. But I don't think it's gonna, I think it'll be okay on the wall. I'm actually thinking this might go in the bedroom. We have a 3-bedroom. One's gonna have, 2 of them are guest rooms. Of course, we'll need family and stuff to come down. We're going to have a, thank you. Yeah, I'm like inspired with the coastal colors, right? One of our bedrooms is gonna be, gonna have a queen size bed in it, and the other one I'm gonna have 2 twins beds so that my grandchildren come down. They can stay in that room. So I'm thinking this might go in one of them. One of those rooms. Uh-oh. Don't show that. Okay, so I have a little end here that I am going to nip off, meaning I'm going to break it off. It's literally coming out from under. And I don't want that seen. Okay. Need a piece of sandpaper. Just come off across the bottom, just a little. So. Okay. There's our cute little shark. So I'm gonna make that color, I'm gonna do that in a teal. Rainy in Indiana, but I'll take it over snow. Correct. I hate snow. Hence I'm glad to be maybe moving to Florida. Not maybe. Glad to be moving to Florida. What part of Florida? We are going southwest, so we'll be on the Gulf side, and we will be down near Naples. My husband's always wanted to live in Florida for like 20 years of our marriage. We've been married 27 years. And we've been vacationing down there for years. 7 or 8 years. And every time we go down, my husband always wants to look for a house. Well, this time we went down and he looked for a house and he decided we were buying a house. So that's where we are. Okay, I'm gonna hot glue that on there. So we'll be down in the warmth all year, 80s. Yes, my shop will go with me. We have 2 businesses. My husband has a business and we're moving it, so it's a big move. We won't be down there until probably around, by the time we get everything, our house moved and our businesses moved, it will probably be around August. Okay, now that we got this guy on here, super simple, super easy. We are just going to put him on the board. So that's going to be a lot of a move, I will tell you. I've already started packing some things. So for those of you that have a laser cutter, this is a super easy item to just make, and there it is, all done. Super simple, super easy. But again, this actually, the pieced one here, they didn't have it on a board. They actually just had it attached to that strip, and they had it shown to just hang on the wall. It was like a standalone shark, so you could easily do that. I've been wanting to do something with this board, so when you're at Michael's and you look at them a little bit differently. You know, very easy to just add some rope trim, and you've changed the board into almost like a frame. That's it, guys. Super simple. So if you're on the edge about getting a laser cutter, I will tell you, they have went up in price. The Glowforge has went up $1,000 per machine, which was a huge jump. So they did go up in price. But I do have a discount code if you're looking. It will save you like $500 off of the Pro, which has the pass-through door to do bigger projects. $250 off of the Plus, which is the middle of the road. I also have a Plus. It just does, does the same thing as a Pro, except it does not have the pass-through door. And $100 off of the basic, which is just basic model, a little bit lower wattage on your laser. Run time then would be, you know, if you're looking to run yours about 8 hours a day, I would suggest at least go middle of the road plus or a Pro, because it has a better cooling system plus a bigger laser. So it's able to run longer. Okay. There you go. All done. But a laser has opened up so many endless possibilities for myself. It's been a great money maker for me, as well as just being able to make a lot of stuff with it. Because I use it also to combine it with sublimation. It is a great add to sublimation because you can cut MDF and then you could sublimate on it, which is this sign right here. So that can be done. So things like that you can do. Let me show you. The wreath, the door hanger that I did earlier. Again, I just created the font, and then that is literally cut out. I cut that out on my Glowforge. Okay, so I use my Glowforge. I honestly can say I use my Glowforge every single day. I use that, and you know, sometimes I use it more than sublimation. To be honest, I can say that I use my Glowforge every day. Sublimation, I don't do every day. There will be days sometimes I won't have nothing to sublimate, that like in order wise, but I can say that I always have something with my laser cutter. Oh, good, Maria. I know you got a boss, right, Maria? You know, if I was to say, what would I do if someone was to ask me, I'm torn between doing laser cutting or doing sublimation. I honestly, my personal opinion, I would suggest a laser first. Just because I know there's so much that you can do with your laser. And sublimation's awesome. I combine the two. But I use my laser way more than I use my sublimation, because a laser can do so much more. Not that sublimation can't, because I do a lot of sublimation, but I love my laser. It hasn't let me down yet. No, you got an AP laser. Okay. You love it. Yeah, I love my laser. So with the laser cutter, with the Glowforge, if you're interested, I can give you my discount code, and you can use it at checkout. But with the laser cutter, with the Glowforge, it will laser engrave, so you can do so much laser engraving. You can score with it, meaning when I do like some of my ornaments and stuff, scoring is different than lasering. Lasering, you're literally taking it out and you're kind of like etching out grooves. Scoring is more like your pencil writing. So a lot of times I will score my ornaments. If you're looking at doing painting with kids and doing like kids painting ornaments or door ornaments, you can have all your stuff scored in there and you can paint it. I like using it for that. And then of course then it cuts. And you can etch, I've laser engraved so much stuff. From not only wooden items, let me get this. The possibilities really are just endless with what you can do. This is lasered. Okay. This is lasered. This is leather. You can laser and engrave leather. Okay, so these are leather keychains. This is laser engraved. And I love it because, as you can see, it already colors it. When you engrave it, it colors it. Love these. These are a big hit. Flasks for best man gifts. Yep, did that on the laser engraver. On the Glowforge. I don't have one of these done, but at Christmas time, these are great for wedding gifts. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to keep this out and give us as a wedding gift because I like to make tags with these. These are crystal ornaments, and you can laser engrave these. So I'm going to keep this out so I can give that as a gift. I love to give these as wedding tags, so that's going for my couple. Let's see. I don't know where my bar necklaces are, but I buy bar necklaces and kids' names engraved in them. Moms love those, especially that would be a great Mother's Day gift. You can engrave cups with silicone sleeves. I don't have any of those here, which I don't know where they're at. Cups with silicone sleeves. There's so much. Wood, almost all wood. Cutting boards were big last year. I bought these cute little wooden houses. These are great for trays. And I just engraved that on it, as you can see. So those are great tray decor. Cutting boards. So much stuff. So if you're on the fence about what you can do with a Glowforge laser cutter, you can do so much with it. And I'm learning. Oh, you love your laser too. I'm learning too. Every time I do something, and oh, love doing laser. Those LED frames. I don't have any with me. I must have taken it home. The LED laser frames and night lights, those are big sellers. Love those. As well as you can even engrave glass. So the possibilities really are endless with a laser engraver. How do you clean your leather items? I use, a lot of times I just use a baby wipe on them because they're a little bit fussy. So I just use a baby wipe and I wipe them as best as I can. I have taken them and sprayed them with LA Awesome, and then used very lightly used a fingernail brush over them and then let the leather dry. I think I did that with this one. But it's, again, some of the colors are hit or miss when you do that, so kind of expect to use a tester. But I've never had anybody say that they don't like their laser cutters. So I know some people complain about Glowforge, and I'll be honest with you, I've had a Glowforge for 3 years. And as with anything else, I believe a lot of that is user error, because if you properly clean it, if you, I'm gonna fly in here a gnat. If you properly clean it and you take care of it, you're gonna get more out of it than the person who just goes in and like they have a car and they never want to take it in for oil. You know, you're only gonna get out of it what you're gonna put back into it. Keep it clean. Get a good duster, like I got a plug in an electric blower that I use. I blow the machine out a lot. I clean the fans a lot. There are fans in there that need cleaned, especially if you do MDF cutting. That seems to, it's gummy, so you need to clean that often. And I believe in the very beginning when everybody was complaining about it, not that there couldn't have been some that were wrong, I think a lot of it was user error. And they got a bad name in the very beginning, but I'll be honest with you, I've never had any issues. I got 2 glow forges, so. Yes, Teresa, you did use my code, huh? You was born and raised in St. Petersburg. Still here. Well, hey. Yeah. So yeah, just if you gotta learn your machine. It's like having a lot of people want to do sublimation, but they want to get the machines that self-maintain themselves. Where me, on the other hand, I convert Epsons, and I've never had issues because I've learned how to use the machine and how to deal with problems, how to clean it when it needed it, how to maintain it. And that's the same thing with the laser cutter. You just can't plug and go forever. It's like a car. It's like anything else. If you don't maintain it, it's eventually not going to be good. Okay? Yes. And it's something because I actually am doing shot glasses now too, with learning how to do that on my Glowforge. And I love it. I love it. So there's a lot you can do with it. Alrighty, I'm gonna get off of here because I am ready to go home. I'm ready to get this tape off of my finger. See how bad this cut really is, because it was bad. And I will see you all tomorrow morning. I'm gonna try my Facebook Live tomorrow. Lord knows what's going on with Facebook. And I'm gonna see if I can get in there and get it working again. All right, guys, you have a good night. If anybody has any questions, you can always message me. If not, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good evening, guys. Be blessed.